Alright, let's talk about something serious. But we're going to do it without the scary music and the dramatic black and white photos. Let's just talk. The World Health Organization says many young people worldwide are experimenting with substances. Now, bring it home to Nigeria. The NDLEA says it's happening here too. Nearly 15% of adults have used a psychoactive substance in the past year. That's a lot of people. Like finding out 1 in 7 tried Jollof with pineapple. It's happening. We need to ask why. But numbers are just numbers until you see a face. Let's call him Toby. He's 17, from a busy Nigerian city. At 15, his friends introduced him to tramadol after school. It started as a way to feel bold, to escape pressure. He felt like the king of the world for a little while. He was missing classes. His grades were dropping faster than a bad internet connection. Arguments at home became a daily special. It wasn't fun anymore. The problem just kept getting bigger, demanding more every day. Why does Toby's story matter? Because it's not just Toby's story. It's the story of thousands in Lagos, Johannesburg, New York, everywhere. A quiet crisis unfolding in bedrooms, behind schools, at parties. We think it's a problem for other people, a headline you scroll past. But it's a community issue. It affects our friends, our family, our future. It's a conversation we can't afford to mute. Okay, time for a quick data dive. Don't worry, I'll make it painless. Think of it like looking at sports stats, but for a game we all have a stake in. The NDLEA's 2018 survey gave us a real snapshot of Nigeria. It showed about 14.3 million people aged 15 to 64 used drugs in the past year. Now, let's zoom in on the youth. Highest rates were among people aged 25 to 39, but many of them started much younger. The most popular party favors? Cannabis. Opioids, like tramadol. Codeine, often found in cough syrups. It's a menu nobody should be ordering from. Now let's go global with the World Health Organization. They give us the bigger picture. Worldwide, over 35 million people suffer from drug use disorders. Cannabis is the most widely used drug globally. Opioid use is the most harmful. WHO says young people are particularly vulnerable. In some regions, more than 1 in 10 adolescents use substances. Nigeria, 1 in 7 adults, many started young, versus global, some regions, 1 in 10 adolescents. So Nigeria's numbers aren't an outlier, they're part of a global pattern. So, the big question is, why? Why do so many young people take that first step? It's rarely because they wake up one morning and decide, I want to ruin my life. The reasons are usually more complicated and human. Let's look at a few short stories. Take Amina, a 19-year-old who started taking codeine-laced cough syrup. She wasn't trying to be cool, working long, exhausting hours to support her family. Lonely, stressed, couldn't sleep. The syrup was her escape, to numb the exhaustion and quiet her mind. Not a party, a desperate attempt at peace. Then, peer pressure. It sounds like a cliche, but it's real. Imagine David, 16, at a party. Everyone is passing something around. The music is loud. People are laughing. He wants to fit in. Saying no feels like painting a giant target on his back, so he tries it. Just once, he tells himself. But just once can be a slippery slope. Curiosity is another player. The teenage brain is wired for risk and novelty. I wonder what would happen if... Okay, so we know why it starts. But what happens next? What's the real price of this ticket? It's not just about getting in trouble with your parents. The harm is serious, and it touches every part of a young person's life. First, let's talk health. The WHO is very clear on this. Drug use, especially in a developing brain, can cause lasting damage. We're talking about harm to the liver, the heart, and the lungs. Opioids like tramadol can slow your breathing to dangerous levels. Over time, addiction itself rewires the brain, making it harder and harder to feel pleasure from normal things. It's like the drug hijacks the control panel of your mind. The mental health toll is huge. Many drugs can trigger or worsen anxiety, depression, and psychosis. What starts as a way to escape feeling bad can end up trapping you in a cycle of feeling much worse. A young person might use drugs to feel more confident, only to find their anxiety is worse when they're not using. It's a cruel bait and switch. The very thing they thought was a solution becomes the source of their deepest pain. School life also takes a massive hit. It's a conversation we can't afford to mute. So let's turn up the volume, look at the facts, and figure out what's really going on, because ignoring it never makes it go away. The good news? Toby's story didn't end there. His mom saw him disappearing and reached out. She took him to a local clinic. People there listened without judgment. He was connected with a support group, other kids who knew exactly what he was going through. He even rediscovered football. Kicking a ball became his new high. Toby's journey shows things can get better. With a little help, a little understanding, and a whole lot of support, there is always a way back. That's the most important part of this whole story. Let's create free, confidential mobile helplines and chat apps. No appointments, no stigma, just instant support. Imagine vibrant art and music programs where young people channel energy and express feelings. Peer mentoring programs can be incredibly effective. Their stories of recovery are more powerful than any warning. First, for families, talk and listen. Create a home where it's safe to be vulnerable. Second, for schools, teach life, not just lessons. Equip students with real coping skills. Third, for communities and government, invest in youth. Coordinate NDLEA with the Ministries of Health and Education so everyone reads from the same playbook. So, after all this, where does it leave us? It might feel a bit heavy, I know. The numbers are big. The stories are tough. The problem is complex. But the most important takeaway is this: there is always hope. Young people are resilient. They can and do recover. We've seen it in stories like Toby's. We've seen it in stories like Amina's. Change is possible when the right support is there. The journey out of drug use is not easy, but many have walked it successfully. Our job is to make that path well lit, clearly marked, and easy to find. Data from the NDLEA and WHO isn't there to scare us. It's there to guide us. It's a map. Use it to target resources smarter. Launch creative programs and peer support. Stop guessing. Make informed decisions. Compassion works better than shame, punishment, or silence. A 3-step plan. Families, talk and listen. Schools, teach life. Communities and government, invest in youth. Fund clinics. Create safe spaces. Provide real opportunities. Every program counts. The path is there. Let's choose to walk it together.